It's 2:47 am. Somewhere over the South China Sea, 1,000 eyes are watching, not human eyes, machine eyes, silent, tireless, lethal. In the next decade, the greatest military conflict won't be won by soldiers on the ground or pilots in the sky. It will be decided by machines that think faster than humans, react quicker than reflex, and kill without hesitation. The United States and China are racing toward a new kind of warfare, a war where victory belongs to whoever controls the skies with artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, and drone swarms that can overwhelm any. This isn't science fiction, this is happening right now. So when the two most powerful nations on Earth go head-to-head in the ultimate drone war, who wins? To understand the future of warfare, we need to go back to where it all started. Drones aren't new. The United States has been experimenting with unmanned aircraft since the 1960s. Back then, they were called remotely piloted vehicles, slow, clunky machines used mostly for reconnaissance over Vietnam and North Korea. But everything changed on November 3, 2002. In the deserts of Yemen, a CIA-operated Predator drone fired a Hellfire missile at a vehicle carrying Al-Qaeda operatives. It was the first known targeted killing by an armed drone, and it opened Pandora's box. Over the next 2 decades, America would become the undisputed king of drone warfare. From Afghanistan to Iraq, Syria to Somalia, Predators and Reapers became the signature weapon of the war on terror. By 2015, the U.S. had conducted over 500 drone strikes, silent, precise, deadly. But while America was perfecting the art of remote warfare in the deserts of the Middle East, another superpower was watching, learning and building. China saw what America had created, not just a weapon, but a revolution. And they realized something critical. Drones are the great equalizer. You don't need decades of pilot training. You don't need massive aircraft carriers. You just need technology, mass production, and artificial intelligence. By 2020, China wasn't just copying American drones, they were selling them to Pakistan, to Saudi Arabia, to Egypt, and Iraq. Nations that America wouldn't sell advanced weapons to were now getting Chinese drones at half the price. Suddenly, Beijing had created a global drone empire. And then came the real game changer, swarm technology, the ability to launch not one drone, not 10 drones, but thousands of drones that communicate with each other, adapt to threats, and overwhelm enemy defenses through sheer numbers. In 2022, China demonstrated a swarm of 10,000 drones, flying in perfect synchronization. The message was clear. The age of the individual drone was over. The age of the swarm had begun. And in the halls of the Pentagon, military planners began asking a terrifying question. If China and America went to war tomorrow, could we stop a swarm of 10,000? Autonomous drones heading toward our carriers, our bases, our homeland? The answer to that question could determine who rules the 21st century. Let's start with what America brings to the table. Because when it comes to drones, the United States isn't just a pioneer, it's still the gold standard. Meet the Mu-9 Reaper. This is America's workhorse. With a wingspan of 66 feet and the ability to stay airborne for 27 hours, the Reaper can carry 3 out of 800 pounds of precision-guided munitions, Hellfire missiles, laser-guided bombs. This drone has eliminated more high-value targets than any weapon system in history. But the Reaper is just the beginning. The U.S. operates a hierarchy of drones. At the top, the RE-4 Global Hawk, a surveillance beast that flies at 60,000 feet and can monitor an area the size of South Korea in a single mission. Then there's the X-4070B, a fully autonomous, carrier-launched stealth drone that proved unmanned aircraft can operate from aircraft carriers. It's the prototype for the future, drones that launch from ships, penetrate enemy airspace undetected, and strike without warning. And in the shadows, the classified programs. Our 8-800D Stealth, reconnaissance drone, the rumored autonomous combat drones being tested at Area 51. Systems so advanced, even their names remain secret. But America's real advantage isn't just the hardware, it's the software. Artificial intelligence developed by DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, has created drones that can identify targets, calculate risk, and make kill decisions in milliseconds. In 2023, the Air Force conducted Operation Skyborg, testing A-powered loyal wingmen drones that fly alongside manned fighters, acting as shields, scouts, and strike platforms. The pilot commands, the A executes. It's human judgment with machine speed. The U.S. also has something China desperately wants: battlefield experience. American drones have operated in contested airspace for over 2 decades. They've been shot at, jammed, and tested in every environment from Arctic cold to desert heat. That experience is priceless. Add in America's network of satellites, GPA's dominance, and global logistics, the ability to deploy and support drone operations anywhere on Earth, and you have an ecosystem that took 40 years to build. So on paper, America should win this war easily, right? Not so fast. If America wrote the playbook on drone warfare, China is rewriting it. China's approach is different. They're not trying to build the most expensive, most sophisticated drone. They're building thousands of good enough drones that cost a fraction of American systems. Its quantity meets quality, and it's terrifying. Take the Winglong, China's answer to the Reaper. It's slightly slower, carries less payload, but costs only $1 to $2 million compared to the Reaper's $30 million. That means for the price of one American Reaper, China can field 15 to 30 Winglongs. And they're not stopping there. The Chi-5 Rainbow, the G11 Sharp Sword stealth drone, the WAS-8 high-speed reconnaissance drone. As these 8 launched from bombers, China has created an entire ecosystem of drones for every mission: reconnaissance, strike, electronic warfare, and suicide missions. But the real nightmare scenario isn't one drone, it's the swarm. China has invested billions into drone swarm technology. In 2017, they launched 11 tiny drones simultaneously, setting a world record. By 2020, it was 200. By 2022, over 10,000. These aren't toys. These are weaponized autonomous systems that can communicate, coordinate, and adapt in real time. Imagine a swarm of 5,000 small drones, each carrying a 5-pound explosive, descending on an aircraft carrier. Current missile defense systems like the Phalanx COs can engage maybe 10 targets at once, but 5,000? The math doesn't work, the carrier gets overwhelmed, and China isn't just building attack drones, they're building underwater drones, autonomous submarines that can lurk for months, tracking American carriers and attack subs. They're building kamikaze drones that can loiter over a battlefield for hours, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Then there's the innovation factor. China's tech giants, companies like G, which control 70% of the global commercial drone market, are feeding military research. Every civilian drone flying today is teaching Chinese eye how to navigate, avoid obstacles, and recognize patterns. That data flows directly into military applications. China also has geography on its side. In a conflict over Taiwan or the South China Sea, they're fighting in their backyard. American drones need to be shipped across the Pacific. Chinese drones can be launched from the mainland within minutes. And unlike the United States, China doesn't face the same ethical debates about autonomous weapons. While American military planners argue about keeping humans in the loop, China is moving full speed toward fully autonomous kill decisions. No hesitation, no moral ambiguity, just code and execution. In 2023, a leaked Chinese military document revealed their strategy: intelligentized warfare. The goal isn't just to compete with American technology, it's to leapfrog it entirely by embracing AI-driven combat systems that remove human limitations. So now we have two visions of the future: America's precision, experience, and technological edge versus China's mass production, swarm tactics, and home field. If they went to war today, what would actually happen? Let's run the scenario. It's 2027. Tensions over Taiwan have reached a breaking point. China launches an invasion, and both sides unleash their drone arsenals. Hour 1. China strikes first with an electromagnetic pulse, designed to blind American satellites and GPA systems. Simultaneously, thousands of Chinese drones launch from mainland bases, not dozens, thousands. American early warning systems detect the swarms immediately, but there's a problem. Traditional air defense systems, Patriot missiles, Aegis combat systems are designed to engage ballistic missiles and fighter jets. Each interceptor costs millions of dollars. Shooting down a $50,000 Chinese drone with a $3 million missile isn't sustainable. The U.S. Navy repositions its carrier strike groups outside the first island chain, staying out of range of China's conventional missiles. But that puts them 500 miles from Taiwan. China's drones only need to travel 100 miles from the mainland. Hour 6. American MiG-9 Reapers and REAP-4 Global. Hawks begin long-range reconnaissance, feeding targeting data to B-21 stealth bombers and submarine-launched cruise missiles. The strategy is clear: identify and destroy Chinese launch sites before more drones can get airborne. But China has dispersed its drone forces. Mobile launchers hidden in mountain tunnels, launch platforms disguised as civilian infrastructure. The U.S. can't strike what it can't find. Hour 12. The first major engagement. A swarm of 3,000 Chinese drones attempts to overwhelm the U.S. Ronald Reagan Carrier Strike Group. U.S. defenses go into overdrive. Phalanx, U.S. defense guns firing thousands of rounds per minute. Electronic warfare systems jamming drone communications. F-35 fighters launching from the carrier, each equipped with laser weapons designed specifically for drone defense. The Americans destroy two 700 drones, but 300 get through, small kamikaze drones. They am into radar arrays, communications equipment, flight decks. The carrier isn't sunk, but it's damaged. More critically, it's forced to retreat for repairs. China loses 3,000 drones. America loses one carrier's operational capability. In the calculus of war, China can replace those drones in 48 hours. America can't replace that carrier for months. Day 2. The United States shifts strategy. Instead of defending against swarms, they go on offense. Cyber attacks target Chinese command and control networks. Space-based weapons disable Chinese satellites, and America's secret weapon enters. The fight. Loyal wingman drones. Fully autonomous A-fighters that don't need pilots, don't need carriers, and can be deployed from forward bases in Japan and Guam. These drones hunt Chinese drones in aerial dogfights moving at speeds no human pilot could survive. It's machine versus machine. The eye calculates angles, predicts movements, and fires with millisecond precision. For the first time in history, humans are just observers in air-to-air combat. But China counters with its own eye swarms, not designed to win dogfights, but to overwhelm through numbers. For every American drone, it shoots down 5 Chinese drones, 10 more appear. By the end of 48 hours, both sides have suffered massive losses. Hundreds of drones destroyed, billions of dollars spent, critical infrastructure damaged, but no clear winner has emerged. And that's when the real horror begins, when the smoke clears from the first 48 hours. Both nations realize something terrifying. Drone warfare has no natural stopping point. Traditional warfare had limits. You could only build so many tanks, train so many pilots, construct so many ships. But drones? China can manufacture 10,000 per month. Assembly lines run 24/7. The war becomes one of industrial capacity, not battlefield skill. And here's where America's advantage starts to crack. Yes, American drones are more sophisticated, but sophisticated means complex. Complex means expensive. Expensive means slower to replace. The Pentagon runs the numbers. At current attrition rates, China can sustain drone losses indefinitely. America cannot. The economic equation doesn't balance. But there's another factor, one that neither side anticipated: civilian casualties. Autonomous drones don't have perfect target discrimination. AI makes mistakes. A Chinese swarm misidentifies a Taiwanese hospital as a military command center. American counter swarms malfunction and attack civilian shipping. Each error gets broadcast worldwide in real time. The international community reacts with horror. The United Nations convenes emergency sessions. Allies pressure both nations to de-escalate. But the eye doesn't understand de-escalation. It only understands the mission parameters it was programmed with. Week 2. Both sides implement what they call controlled autonomous escalation. They set eye systems to automatically respond to attacks with proportional counterattacks. The theory is deterrence. The reality is catastrophe. Because eye reacts faster than human oversight can intervene. A Chinese drone is shot down. Eye launches 5 more. Those 5 get destroyed. Eye launches 50. The escalation loop spirals in milliseconds, not days. Humans aren't making decisions anymore. Algorithms are. This is the drone paradox. The technology that promised to make war more precise, more controlled, more humane has made it faster, more chaotic, and more likely to spiral out of control. By week 3, American planners realize they're facing a new kind of war. Not a war you win through decisive battles. A war of attrition where victory goes to whoever can sustain losses longer. And China? They've accepted massive losses as the price of success. In their calculus, losing 100,000 drones is acceptable if it forces American carriers out of the Pacific. It's not war, it's industrial mathematics. But there's a wild card both sides forgot: Taiwan itself. Taiwan has its own drone program. Thousands of small, cheap kamikaze drones designed for one purpose: defending against an invasion. And they're not playing by superpower rules, they're playing to survive. Taiwanese drones target Chinese amphibious assault ships. They strike command centers. They create chaos in ways neither America nor China anticipated. Because Taiwan isn't trying to win a drone war. They're trying to make invasion so costly that China gives up. And it's working, sort of. Because now 3 drone forces are operating in the same airspace. American drones hunting Chinese drones. Chinese drones hunting American ships. Taiwanese drones hunting anything Chinese. The skies over the Taiwan Strait become a 3-way autonomous meat grinder. By week 4, both America and China face a stark reality. There is no victory scenario here, only different levels of loss. So after a month of drone warfare, after thousands of machines destroyed, after billions spent, who wins? The answer isn't what you'd expect. Because in drone warfare, winning and losing aren't measured the same way as traditional combat. Tactically, it's a stalemate. America successfully defends Taiwan from immediate invasion, but China proves it can deny American naval supremacy in the Western Pacific. Neither side achieves its strategic objectives. Economically, China takes the lead. America spends $200 billion replacing sophisticated drones and repairing damaged capital ships. China spends $50 billion replacing mass-produced drones. The cost-exchange ratio favors Beijing. Technologically, America's eye proves superior in individual engagements. American drones win most one-on-one fights, but China's swarm tactics prove that you don't need to win individual battles. You just need to overwhelm the system. Strategically, here's where it gets complicated. America maintains its alliance network. Japan, Australia, and South Korea provide bases and support, but they're also terrified. They've seen American carriers damaged. They've seen drone swarms penetrate defenses. American invincibility has been questioned. China doesn't win militarily, but it achieves something perhaps more valuable. It proves it can fight America to a standstill. That perception shift matters enormously in geopolitics. But there's a deeper truth here, a truth that both sides are reluctant to admit. Nobody wins a drone war. Because drone warfare fundamentally changes the calculus of conflict. In traditional war, there's a human cost that eventually forces peace, casualties, destroyed cities, grieving families. Those costs create pressure to negotiate, but in drone war, the human cost is minimal. Machines die, not soldiers. Production lines replace losses automatically. There's no natural endpoint, no decisive battle, just endless attrition that both sides can sustain as long as their economies hold. The war game planners at Rand Corporation ran this scenario dozens of times, and in every simulation, the drone war doesn't end. It just continues, for months, for years, until something else forces a negotiated settlement. So who wins? Neither. Both? It depends how you measure. If winning means preventing Taiwan's invasion, America wins. If winning means proving you can challenge American hegemony, China wins. If winning means achieving objectives at acceptable cost, nobody wins. But here's what we know for certain. The age of decisive military victories is over. The age of endless autonomous conflict has begun. And the scariest part? This isn't speculation. This is already happening. As we speak, both nations are building the infrastructure for exactly this kind of war. America is investing $1 trillion in military modernization with autonomous systems at the core, the Air Force's Next Generation Air Dominance Program, the Navy's Ghost Fleet of unmanned vessels, DARPA's programs developing AI that can outthink human commanders. China has made drone and AI warfare a national priority. Their military-civil fusion strategy means every advance in commercial AI directly feeds military applications. They're not trying to match America's current capabilities. They're trying to make America's current capabilities obsolete, and the rest of the world is watching. Russia, Iran, North Korea, Turkey, every nation with ambitions and adversaries is investing in drone technology because drones are the ultimate asymmetric weapon. A small nation with advanced drones can threaten a superpower with aircraft carriers. A terrorist organization with a drone swarm can hold a city hostage. The genie is out of the bottle, and it's not. Going back in their efforts to regulate this, international treaties, arms control agreements, ethical frameworks for autonomous weapons. But here's the problem. The nations developing these weapons are the same nations who would need to enforce the restrictions. It's like asking drug cartels to enforce narcotics laws. The incentive structure doesn't work. So we return to the question we started with. In a drone war between America and China, who wins? The answer is the nation that realizes first that winning isn't the point. The point is preventing the war in the first place. Because once the drones are in the air, once the swarms are launched, once the eye takes control, there may not be a way to turn back. Military historians will tell you that most wars are won before the first shot is fired. They're won through deterrence, through diplomacy, through making the cost of conflict so clear that nobody dares to start it. The drone age offers us a choice. We can race toward autonomous warfare, trusting that somehow human wisdom will prevail over machine logic. Or we can recognize that some technologies are too dangerous to deploy without constraints. Because here's what keeps Pentagon planners awake at night. It's not the fear that America would lose a drone war with China. It's the fear that there is no losing, no winning, just an endless automated conflict that humans can no longer control. The machines don't get tired, they don't question orders, they don't feel remorse, they just execute their programming over and over until someone turns them off. The question we should be asking isn't who wins the drone war, the question is, can we prevent it from starting? Because once it begins, we might not be able to stop it, and that's more terrifying than any battlefield loss. The future is watching, the machines are waiting, and the choice is still ours for now.